terrible. Welcome to episode 2 of the Qualantine episodes. Qualantine. Yeah, we like it. Of my podcast, His Man Cave, Glenn Stewart and Johnny Gates.
What's up, everybody?
Surviving the damn apocalypse right here.
Right here.
One time, I've lost 2.5 pounds.
I've gained 12.
Oh,
I'm
really?
joking. No.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I have not.
At the rate this is going, if I lose my 40, you are going to go for the record.
I still haven't touched my record yet.
Well, no, I don't ever want to touch my record again. But back to what I was telling you. We got on the video. We decided we were going to do a pre-show before the show, guys. You can get that on Anchor and stuff like that. And it's where we do like 15 minutes at the front and like 5 at the back.
Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and there's one more. I can't think of the other one.
It's on there.
It's on there.
Yeah. My point is we do it. And so y'all tune in for that, and that'd be great. But basically, so I decided that, you know what everybody wants to do when they grow up? They want to have a Teen Wolf moment, right? Where you're riding on top of a vehicle and you're surfing it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't do it I did it on a single cab Chevy.
Okay.
Pickup truck. And my friend.
That just got waxed.
No. But he didn't understand that a safe speed to do this, it was not, 30, 40 miles an hour.
No.
No, not safe.
Yeah.
And so anyway, then he hit the brakes, and I leaned forward, and then he gassed it again. And when he did, I fell backwards. But if you look at my truck, I have race car parts everywhere, and I landed on a fucking spindle, like as a front end part with a giant rod, and it hit me not in the ass, but so close that it ripped the meat before you get to the asshole.
Ow.
Right.
Okay.
So,
above or below?
on the side.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Left cheek. Left cheek. If you ever wonder why I don't ever favor my left side, that would be it.
All right.
And so, long story short, during this time, you have to clean this wound, right?
Uh-huh.
And at 25 years old, that's when I realized that, I don't think I could ever produce an asshole pretty enough to...
You don't have a photogenic asshole is what
No. What I'm saying
you
is...
You understand asshole bleaching now and why people do it.
No, I've always nared. I nair that shit.
Well, I thought there was a difference between bleaching your asshole and waxing your asshole.
Well, yeah, no. Well, yeah, I guess to get that permanent brown stain out from there, maybe. I don't
want it
know.
to be
Pristine.
Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful,
You know, nice lacquer finish.
Yeah. No, I want to go with the semi-gloss, if you don't mind, sir. I want it to be easy to wipe off.
Definitely don't want to go with an eggshell.
No, mother of pearl is not the color I'm looking for down there.
What kind of stain are you going there? I thought a deep red mahogany.
Yeah. And ebony.
It's only $7, a quart. It's great stuff.
Man, we're 3 minutes in and already pissing people off. Anyway.
Who gives a shit?
I don't care.
It's a damn apocalypse.
I don't care.
So
This table is American walnut.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good finish. I like a darker wood.
This is what color I wanted to do my floors.
I stained that thing I showed you. I built my mom that planter box. I stained that in red mahogany.
Nice.
But I did it like a triple, so it was a nice, because I thought because on the big bands of the wood, it looks really it looks old, and my mother's one of those people that just likes old shit. So it kind of looks like it looks like it wasn't it's not brand new.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something special for her. I went ahead and didn't know if we were going to make it to Mother's Day, so I went ahead and built her a...
Is it that bad? It's not that bad out there.
Well, I mean, Texas said, fuck y'all, don't come over here.
Dude, what, Florida, Oklahoma,
Well, I don't blame them.
Texas.
But here's the thing. Everybody they're trying to
There's a
keep
bunch
in
of 6 or 7.
Louisiana, everybody in Louisiana, they've been trying to keep us out of those states for years. They were just looking for a fucking excuse.
Dude, I was coming home from Alabama one time, and I stopped at a gas station, and I went in to buy cigarettes, just snack shit for the road. And the cashier, I was talking about having to be on the road, and the cashier was like, well, where are you heading? And I was like, headed home. And she's like, where's home? And I said, Louisiana. And she, stepped back and looked at me, pushed the cash register drawer closed. And then a fucking state trooper followed me out of the state.
Really?
Yeah.
We went down to Coshada because my cousin was working for an oil company of some sort, and I was riding along with him, and We stop at Kashada at this car wash, and I don't know what it is, but apparently my family has a bad reputation in Kashada. That's where my grandpa's from and all his brothers. And this guy comes up and he goes, didn't I tell you boys not to come back out here?
McFly.
And I looked at him and I'm like, I don't think we know each other, friend. And my cousin's like, yeah, who the fuck are you talking to? He goes, well, what's your last name? My cousin's like, Lindsay. And you hear the other guy go, we ain't fucking no Lindsay. Get in this fucking truck. We got to get the fuck out of here. And I looked at Gary and I'm like, that has never happened to me before, you know? Because normally it's a bad reputation. Like, boy, that Glenn, big fucking mouth on him.
Yeah, mention my the other side of my family.
Who are they?
In Blanchard.
Oh.
Yeah, the Caffey clan.
I've heard of them.
I bet you have. They were on the cover of the Inquisitor a couple times. But yeah, that's my other half. It's the Caffey boys.
See, we didn't have a lot of like illegal shit going on in the family. We were really good at not graduating high school and making kids out of wedlock. That part was good. Strong. I'm the only one. The only one out of the 12 grandchildren that does not have any fuck trophies. And I think that makes me a better person. Well, no, you got to understand. I mean, think about it. 34, it's not going to happen. I'm okay
You'll
with
be that guy that has kids when you're like 51.
Yeah, I'm not going to want them then either.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get it. I
Have a
live
stroke playing
vicariously.
peekaboo.
No, like, I live vicariously through y'all, Johnny. Like, whenever you tell me stories of little buttholes winking at you and shit, like, that's not for me. I'm not about that
the other
life.
day that I was standing on the front porch talking to one of my restaurants, and I turned, and Jonah's pissing off the front porch.
Oh, God.
Middle of the day. Just pissing off the front porch. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, I had to pee. And I was, how do you argue with that? Boy had to piss.
Yeah, well, hang on. I'm taking a selfie. Don't turn it to me
I'm
yet.
not. I got you.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. He's like, man, your hair's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't fucking have a clue. Oh, man. Yep, it's about time to get a haircut. Yep. It's getting a little top on that widow's peak. It's starting to turn into a widow's spire.
I wonder how fucking retarded you'd look with a man bun.
I think I look great with a man bun. I can pull it off. I can pull it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that camera right there. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. I know we've asked y'all a million times to comment. Let me know. Let Glenn know what you think he would look like with a man bun. I'm posting this shit tonight.
Yeah.
Episode 2 comes out before episode 1.
It wouldn't be the
Believe
first.
that.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Hey man. Hey man.
It's a good thing.
I'll start forwarding them to you and you can put them up.
Off of my phone.
How else you gonna do it? Oh, that's right. You're gonna leave it to me and shut the fuck up. That's what's gonna happen.
Jesus, he's so violent. Oh man, so my boss. So Friday he said that we were gonna do this thing where we switch inside team. Half of them were gonna work at home and half of them were gonna work in the office, right?
Okay.
And I said, well, what if she comes in contact with somebody, you know, just for safety's sake, because we have older people that work with us. We don't need to, we don't need to be switching back and forth. Just I'll stay inside. I'll keep coming at the home front as far as like in the office. I'm fine with it because I'm not afraid of anything like that. And I'm healthy and I take care of myself. So it's just like, it just seems like the logical thing. So he's like, no, the company wants to do this. So we go in there. And so Friday I said, are you sure? Because I can take my stuff home if I'm going to be home next week. That way I don't have to drive over here Monday. He's like, nah, you come in Monday. I get there at 8 o'clock. And this morning he tells everybody that I forgot.
You forgot?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Glenn must have forgot about the week. And I went, pardon? And he goes, yeah, you're working from home today. So I grabbed all my shit and I drive all the way home, get it logged on. Tech support doesn't get me going until about 11:45. 2 o'clock comes around and he finds out that somebody that we work with, one of their spouses works with somebody that tested positive. And I'm like, okay, well, if we would have just kept her at the house, like the original plan, and It's not a bad thing. I don't blame her, because I know the girl. She's a fucking clean freak. Like she disinfects it. She's got a baby on the way and a new baby. She's gone into that mommy mode of, you know what I'm talking about?
Irish twins. Baby on the way.
But I mean, it was just
to
me. It was like it was ludicrous. I understand that I'm a peon at the bottom of the totem pole, but But there are good ideas that come from the bottom, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, if somebody's willing to do it and we're still meeting the half of the office isn't there quota, you know, doing our part, that's fine. Because that girl that I work with is a fucking all-star. I'm telling you right now, she does, like, I'm working my ass off to try to keep up with half of what she does.
Right.
Girl's a fucking monster when it comes to, but she can do it from home, and I've never worked from the house. You know me, you've seen me try to hook this shit up. I ain't the guy.
Do you have a computer?
No.
You take one home with you?
I took it home. Now I have my dual screens, and I can work on both of them. I can work on them just fine. I can't, if there's a problem.
Uh-oh.
You know, so.
You know, good advice there is always take a picture of what you're unplugging.
Oh yeah, no, I do. That's the same thing I do with like when I'm wiring the race car up and stuff like that. I mean, because I had to teach my grandpa's way of teaching me how to do anything mechanically, or with woodworking or anything, was he would sit in a lawn chair, and he would tell me nothing, and I would do it wrong, and then he would go, "Yep, that's wrong. You should try it again." And one night I remember he stayed up. It was 3 o'clock in the morning the first time I ever built my first rear end in a race car, and he sat there till 3 o'clock in the morning with me. It's cold as shit outside. He went in and got like 3 different jackets just to sit out there and berate me the entire time. But now I build a hell of a rear end that don't blow up. So
There you go.
I mean that's a cool thing. It's a race car term, not an ass term, Johnny.
I know what a rear end is.
Yeah, I know
I'm
you
not
do,
a total idiot.
I didn't think you were an idiot at all.
It's the part on the very front of the car, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
It is if it's 4x4, sir.
Well, that's not called a rear end.
That's a front differential.
Yeah.
Now we're playing the games.
What's the transfer case?
Oh, it leaks. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have one in mine.
They leak all the fucking time because people will get a 4x4 and they never use it.
Turn mine on once a month.
Right. You need to turn it on, run it for a little bit, and then otherwise the seals dry out.
Right. And then you turn it on one day and the seals spin in place.
And now you're either going to have a nice little seep, or you're going to have a damn geyser.
Yeah, no, we used to have a Jeep Liberty that I love that fucking little truck. And I used to once a month have an alarm that goes off. Get that thing out there and turn that fucking 4-wheel drive on. I used to just drive it around the house because we lived out in Blanchard.
What was your dream car when you were a kid? Because you're going to laugh at mine. I wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee so bad.
A Grand Cherokee?
Yeah.
Most people like the regular Cherokee, the boxier one.
No,
old school.
When I was a kid, I don't know what it was. I just wanted. And when the Liberty first came out, I was like, oh my god,
dude! I had one for a while. I loved it. It was a great little car.
But then everybody, like, whenever I first started driving, they're like, oh god, they're boxes of shit. They don't last worth anything.
Ours held up great.
I think any vehicle will last if you take care of it.
I didn't want to get rid of ours. I wanted to keep it, but we ended up getting rid of it. I was outranked by the boss.
Well, that's how it goes.
Yeah. So, and I would have loved to have kept it. I would have loved to have kept it because that would have been a great camping vehicle.
Oh yeah,
great camping vehicle. It didn't have a lot of room, but great gas mileage. Get anywhere.
Well, I had a 1996 Chevy S10 Blazer.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive though.
Yeah, the little one.
The little one.
Yeah,
And I'm going to tell you right now, I could take that motherfucker anywhere I wanted to. I could park it in between any trees. I had that thing set out where when we would go camping, I didn't take a fucking tent. I just laid the seat down and I slept in my car.
Yeah. Love car camping.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so much you sleep so much better in the security of a metal box.
I really hope that that's something. That if anybody can get anything from this quarantine at all, I hope that they get that it's okay that life's not super hectic and super busy, and maybe have a little bit more appreciation over the next 30 days for the simple fucking joys in life. Like the fact that since the quarantine, I've actually spent a lot more time with my mom, you know, because we live in the same fucking house.
Right.
But we're talking and we're doing, you know, we're building shit together, and it, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it makes you, you know, kind of go, oh man, during all the hubbub of getting everything else done, you know, you get to reconnect in an aspect.
Yeah, I notice. We end up playing with the kids more because you're around them.
Yeah.
You know, my kids beat the shit out of me all day.
But do
every
you know,
day.
you know what else it's done to me?
What's that?
It's made me realize that, man, I am really good at filling my time with shit that has to be done. And now that we can't do it, I have nothing to do. And it's like,
I'm sure there's plenty to do around the house.
Well, the thing is, I can't fix my roof. I'm not a fucking roofer.
What's wrong with it?
Well, it's really just the eave.
Yeah.
You know, that goes over the porch. It needs to be replaced. And the wood's gotten rotten. It wasn't treated right. I'm not gonna lie to you. The lady that sold my brother this house. I mean, my brother prays she gets hit by a fucking bus. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. She saw him coming. The house it's like one of them old Jim Walter homes, and it's got an add-on on it, and the add-on's the most level fucking thing in the whole house. And I mean, the foundation shoddy. The plumbing was fucked up. And I mean the floors. I mean we had a pipe that we've sealed it, we've tied it, we do everything, and the motherfucker just keeps blowing the fuck apart. And now the floors are rotten, and you can't get under that. I'm too big to get under the fucking house because the house seems to have sank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is probably what's busting that fucking pipe.
Every time. Yeah. All that shit goes hand in hand.
I know that's what I'm saying, but the thing is my brother is technically buying the home, still. And it's not my home. It's where I live to save him to pay the mortgage payment. But it's like neither one of us have enough to. So I'm just hoping that one day I'll get famous enough to rent the bulldozer and pay the house off and let my dad just drive right through that motherfucker. And then I'll build it on a proper foundation.
You obviously get all new material.
Oh, yeah, no. We're going to have a fucking bonfire like you wouldn't believe. I mean, but that's what I'm saying is, you know, and a lot of people...
You got to fix shit that you live in, man. You got to make it right.
Well, I think that...
If not, it'll fall down around you.
I think when my brother got the house, he didn't realize you have to maintain a wood home. It requires maintenance. Any home, but what I'm saying, wood homes, it's wooden. So, you know, you don't need to let moisture sit around it. You don't need to... He's got a lot... They planted all these fucking bushes, and all they do is hold fucking water. Yeah. And I'm just like, get rid of the fucking bushes. And they're like, well, then those bushes are hiding a lot of ugly, Glenn. Well, yeah, you know what else they're hiding?
Move them out 4 feet.
Yeah, well, I think they originally were. Now these motherfuckers... And I'm going to tell you right now, mowing 4 fucking acres a week... I hate that shit. Mainly because apparently we have a fucking mole problem. And I'm going to tell you, it's like riding just...
Yeah. Do you ride it the same direction every time you mow it?
No.
Okay, but that might be what your actual problem is. You should do...
I don't use the same mower either.
You should do the north, south, east, west,
That's what
diagonal. No, I always I would go...
Well, no, what it is
north, south,
the dogs.
east and west, and then I'd do on a 45, and then I'd opposite.
We have 45. A blue heeler Australian mix, and then a mutt that's mixed with some kind of hound.
Right.
And they are determined that they are going to find every mole.
So they haven't gotten any of them yet.
Not one.
I can tell you how to get rid of them.
Dynamite?
Nope. Get rid of the grub worms. Get rid of their food, and they'll go away. You can poison them all you want. You can do all that shit, but the thing is, if you treat the ground and get rid of the insects...
Oh, well, no, Bye-bye. No, that's what I'm telling you. I just treated my whole yard with the grub killer and the flea killer and the tick killer.
That'll get rid of them.
Good.
You got to stay up on it, but it'll get rid of them because they run out of food source. They leave.
Well, I do it I think 3 times a year.
I think you're only supposed to do it twice.
Well, I do it because there's no way that I'm actually spreading enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a big piece of property.
How do you spread it? You just walk behind a spreader or a hand spreader?
Hand spreader.
Yeah. I used to have one that rode behind the lawnmower.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
But the thing is I mean, I'm not trying, and I'm not poor boying or anything, but I mean, it's a lot more than I know how to handle. It's a lot past my expertise.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking carpenter. I have cousins that are carpenters, but, you know, they're busy. Especially...
It does help to know how to patch a roof or have somebody that's close to you.
This ain't a patch in the roof. This is on the outside. Say, this is the roof, right? It's right here. Just right here.
Oh, then that means you probably have a flashing problem and the actual water is getting in right there or right there.
Yeah. No. but it's around the whole fucking house. I'm telling you, this woman saw him coming, and
Does it have gutters?
No.
Did it used to?
No. Needs them.
And that might mean water's actually getting in up here somewhere.
I don't want to think about it. If once it falls, I mean, he's got homeowners insurance. Just let me live in my pipe dream, Johnny.
So you better hope it's a tornado.
That's
or a house fire.
I promise you every time. I'm hoping.
Yeah. There's a tree right here.
When the neighbor's house.
There's a tree right there. It's gonna cost me $1,700 to get it out of here. And I know it's never gonna fall. But every time the wind blows, I'm like, "Is today the day?"
Every day, every time the weather comes, like our neighbor's house burned down, which I'm not celebrating. But they came into my room and they're like, Glenn, get up. And I'm like, what? And they're like, the neighbor's house is on fire. I'm like, is this fucking house on fire? And they're like, no. I'm like, let me go back to sleep. Like, what's bad, Johnny, is as of the last 3 months, I don't have a very good hero complex. I'm not going to try to save anyone.
Well, was there anybody that needed a saving?
Yeah, his wife burned up in that fire.
Oh, shit, that sucks.
Part of me thinks that he did that, though.
Oh, man, you can't.
Yes, I can.
I guess you can.
5 gallons of my dad's racing gas disappeared.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
Yeah, and she had to go in and save the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then he drove her to the hospital instead of waiting for the ambulance to get here with major burns.
So what does the law say about it?
I don't know. The law came out the other day because I had my race car cranked up, and the old bastard across the road told him I've been running it all day. It's 5:45. I've been home for 15 minutes. Just cranked the car up. Here comes the cop, and they're like, y'all are disturbing the peace. And I'm like, not until 10 o'clock we're not.
That's fucked up.
What?
Just people are fucked up.
Well, he told him he was afraid of us, and I'm like, why? We've never even met the guy. Well, his fucking cat that I know he doesn't feed comes over and eats on my porch every day. I'm not mean to his cat. I don't try to, you know what I'm saying? We just feed the fucker.
Maybe that's what he's upset about. He's trying to kill this goddamn thing, and you keep feeding it. He's being mean.
So my other cat showed up the other day, and his front paw was fucked up, and his face was fucked up, and he had obviously gotten in a fight with another cat. And I was like, oh, man. God. And my mom was like, oh, he's probably got rabies. We're going to have to shoot him or something like that. And I'm like, I look at her, and I'm like, I don't think he's got rabies. I think he just got his ass whooped. Then I saw his cat, the yellow cat from next door. And I'm going to tell you right now, I named him Gabby, so don't get me wrong. I thought, because he was little, black, rude.
Gabby,
yeah,
that is fitting.
Yeah.
Gabby's not rude, though.
No, he's not. Anyway, and he said he'll be back Sunday.
Okay.
But,
he's not welcome here anymore.
that's what I told him. But anyway, the other cat, man, go Gabby. Gabby fucked that cat. Look, I don't know what happened. Maybe he they got in the fight, and when the cat darted, he got hit by a boat or something. But the leg is way, like my finger, way off, way off the mark. And I was like, damn, Gabby done tore his ass. I was a proud papa.
There you go. I got a scrapper inside too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Izzy cat. She come home one day. She was missing part of her goddamn ear. She come home one day with a bloody fucking toe. When she got her ear fucked up, she spent like 3 or 4 days in the house. Like, nah, I'm just gonna stay in. 'Cause she's an inside outside.
Yeah.
Comes and goes. I bet if you pay attention to that camera up there, you'll see her every now and then. But man, she's fucking. That's my girl, man. That's my cat.
Well, see, Onyx is the mama cat. And Onyx is not the biggest cat in the world, but I'm going to tell you right now, that is the most evil fucking creature on the planet. Evil. She likes me. She'll come up, she'll nuzzle you, she'll lick you, which is weird for a cat to do, for me, and then she'll bite you. And then that means it's about time for some eats, huh? And if you don't give her eats, she kills every fucking thing in the yard.
Good girl.
Yeah. The funny thing is Beth was telling me, she's like, you know what happens when you see a cardinal? That means it's somebody that died. They're thinking about you. Literally 10 minutes later, Onyx comes with a fucking cardinal in her mouth and just drops it at her feet. And I'm like, I hope it wasn't anybody you knew.
Oh, shit.
I bet they won't be thinking about you in this yard anymore.
I come walking back here one day. This was a while back, but Izzy was on the neighbor's roof.
Oh.
And it was getting kind of late. It wasn't quite dark yet, but it was getting dark. And there was a possum that was like, I guess he had gotten up on the fence line right there, and he was running down the fence. He was trying to get up in that fig tree. And she come off, and the dogs were going bananas. And she come fucking flying off that roof and like stiff-armed this goddamn possum and knocked him down in the yard. And those two dogs fucked that possum up. You should have seen me running around here trying to get half a possum away from a dog. And they fucked this possum the fuck up. Like, it was a mess. It was so bad. It was so awesome.
There was this giant dog in the road once, and I was driving my mom's little Mitsubishi, was it Galant or some shit like that, some little rinky-dink car. And the dog, I'm sitting there like, please stay on your side of the road, please stay on your side. And he turns his head just enough for me to clip him at like 20 miles an hour. This motherfucker didn't even move his head. He was just like, oh, that's inconvenient. And then like, so I stopped to try to see if he's okay. And that dog just looked at me like, you got to take up the whole road, fucker? Like, like that dog was not any bit not hurt, didn't care.
Dogs are crazy, man.
It's the weirdest shit.
I used to deliver water to dogs that would, bite at the fucking tires of the route trucks and shit. You're like, man, I'm gonna run your fucking stupid ass.
And then you feel bad about it.
Yeah, I've run a couple dogs over.
Well, there's sometimes there's. I always say, look, I don't want to see any animal get hurt or killed or anything like that. But if I'm traveling down the road at any rate of speed and it's me or them.
Oh yeah, any animal.
Never swerve.
Except for maybe a cow or a deer, because they're gonna fuck your shit up.
Well, the thing
I
about
swerve, I just jam on the brakes.
Like one of those big giant monster deer in Blanchard. He's got that wildlife sanctuary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that guy had a fucking elk. I guess it got loose.
There was a couple of them out there.
Well, that fucker got loose, and I'm flying down like Blanchard. Was it Blanchard Pine Hill Road or
That's
something?
just Pine Hill Road.
Yeah, so I'm flying down that.
Coming in the backside of Blanchard.
I'm hauling ass, knowing that the cops are going to be right in Blanchard, so I'm not going to.
Right there at the Phillips 66.
Yeah, so
I used to live out there, man.
So I'm flying. Man, all of a sudden there's this damn gargantuan Godzilla elk monster. And I fucking slid my car sideways into the other lane because in my mind, I'd rather hit another car than hit that. Because, its belly was at the windshield.
Oh, yeah.
He would have killed the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
there was no other car coming, so.
When we were coming home, when we were leaving when we went to Colorado last year, we were leaving and coming down the mountain. And there was one walking like right beside our car as we were going. And his fucking dick was all like dangling in the window and shit. And I was like, God damn, that thing is right there. And that fucking thing was huge.
I got the elk.
Yeah. Well, his dick was fucking gigantic too.
Well, how you do your little jokes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so anyway, me and Beth are driving through the fucking thing, and I see she's always trying to see animals over there. And so
in the sanctuary?
Yeah, so she's always over there. She's looking like that really unimpressed girl from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
One day I catch her not looking. I'm like, hey, look over there. Look. She's like, what is it? I'm like, that's a pine tree. And boy, she got pissed. Well, then the next one, there were some horses in there. And I'm like, hey, look. And she goes, what? And she goes, it's just a fucking horse. I'm like, girl, that is an American stripeless zebra. What the hell is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
So she used to hate it. Every time I'd pass a fucking horse field, I'd be, look, entire herd of them over there. And she's like, let me get just a whole herd of American stripeless zebra. She's so fucking pissed at me. You have to deal with some stupid shit when
you drive with Glenn. Oh yeah, we drove.
No, I think when you live with either one of us.
Oh. Oh yeah, I'm super silly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm constantly getting those shitty ass jokes in.
My dad, we were driving back from Manny one night, and my dad's trying to keep me awake. So he talks, and this armadillo comes and gets right. He didn't care. He was done living. Probably had leprosy or something. Anyway, Dad said I swerved, and you just hit like boom, and you hear my cousin go, what the fuck was that? And he goes, well, Glenn was driving down the road and decided he wanted to commit vehicular murder, and he said he swerved. and hit him square on. He goes, and that's one dead little fucker. And then like that's not funny, but the rest of the night he's like, hey y'all remember that time Glenn just killed a poor defenseless animal for no good reason? Like it cracked me up.
So PETA, we're looking for sponsors.
Oh man,
I'll take it.
best thing about PETA is those girls that dress like tigers and lock themselves in cages in public places.
Pretty hot.
They're pretty girls. I mean, I could see where they could convince a guy to change his views on animals.
I mean, until they come. As soon as they come, they're right back at it. Fuck that dog.
Well, I mean, like, I had this girl. She was big animal. She's like, Glenn, do you hunt? And I'm like, yes. And she goes, don't you worry about how they feel? And I'm like, no.
Worry about how they taste. Did I hit him in the shit sack? What you got mixed there?
This is a mixture of caffeine and water.
What flavor? Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Pomegranate lemonade.
I don't like that one.
Well, I didn't buy it.
I like
for you.
orange and grape.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
And plain water.
I don't like the strawberry kiwi because I have a really hard time with things that don't have sugar in them that are just still really super sweet.
That's why I don't like that one.
That's not super sweet.
To me, it is.
Yeah, what's bad is I'll drink like 10 of them, which is against, you're not supposed to drink that many.
They've got fucking nothing in them.
They got like 60 milligrams of caffeine in them.
Oh, you get the black packs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
They're the best. Because I don't know if you know this, Johnny. Might be a confession here. I have a caffeine addiction. Like a motherfucker.
Hi, Glenn. Oh, not one of those kind of meetings.
My mom goes to meetings. It's so funny, bro.
Look like I give a fuck.
So I really...
Congratulations on your mom and her meetings, though.
Oh, yeah. She's
Whatever you
going on 6 years.
Congratulations.
6 years sober. She was a fucking spitfire when we were growing up, though. I'm gonna tell you right now, she could fuck up a holiday weekend. We went down to the river for Memorial Day, and me and my brother tied together to the ice chest, and that was the one way we knew that she wouldn't get far from us. And
dress you up like beer. That's why you knew she'd hold you.
And so we go down this waterfall, and me and Wes fall out, and then, of course, I think we're like 7 and 8 at the time. Or 7 and 9. Anyway, we're freaking out a little bit because we're in the middle of a fucking rapid. You know how kids do. And we look to our mother, and my mother has fallen out as well. And all you see is her hand held above, and she's still got her beer.
That's what she got a thumb over the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, somebody save my babies. I'm saving my beer. Like, and I just stuck with it. And then she wonders.
Somebody save my babies.
Yeah. Well, in our mind, we were. Do you? This is a separate thought. Have you ever thought back, like when you were in high school, when you got called out on something by a teacher, and you just didn't understand why she was so fucking rude about it? Thunder.
Oh. You've been thunderstruck.
I like how you watched that click in your head.
Oh, wait a minute. I see what you're getting at now. Sounds nothing like the song, but I follow it. I like it when somebody's like, man, you know that song? It's like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, no, hold on. It's da-da. And I'm like, I still don't know the song.
I watched Robin.
And then they're like, yeah, it's Boys to Men. I'm like, dude, you were humming Smoke on the Water. Like, you're completely somewhere else. What are you talking about?
See, I don't think that was Smoke on the Water. It is. No?
No, that's the other one.
Yeah, because it's Smoke.
Hold on. It's the Eric Clapton song.
Yeah.
Damn, did you see that lightning on camera?
No.
That was good.
So, what was I going to tell you? No, I watched Jack Black do that to Elton John. He's like, I know that song. I don't know the name of it. And he's like, and like Elton John's just looking at him like, I ain't good. Like he sings the song. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I've got a new bit that I can't wait to try to figure out how to make it work.
Well,
I don't know when I'm going to get that chance.
So weird. Is it weird to you how everybody's acting? Because I feel like they're really acting shitty, and I don't.
You mean
Not everybody.
Who's everybody?
Well, no, what I'm saying, like people during this time, I think it's bringing out a lot of good in a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's bringing out a lot of fucking horse shit out of the other ones.
I think a lot of people don't know how to manage their expectations.
I think a lot of people are really sad that this is how boring the apocalypse is.
Well,
they actually there was an article on it about apocalypses would be more boring than people.
Oh, because the movies have hyped it up.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks they're going to be running for their lives because of the asteroid.
I ain't running from shit.
Oh, and I've always said that if there's a massive wave, like we might be able to get away from it if we go up to Arkansas from here, blah blah blah, because of where we are.
No, I looked at they did a test on the show I was watching. It was like a chaos theory or something like that. Because you know me, I like to nerd it up.
It's a great movie, by the way. A movie called Chaos Theory.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the show, it showed that if an asteroid hit right where in the Panama area, like it did when it killed the dinosaurs,
right,
that the wave would come up to Alexandria.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Well,
if the volcano explodes in Yellowstone, we're still good.
Well, the wave might only reach Alexandria like that, but you got to remember we live in this river. So water's going to push up that waterway because it's the natural low spots where we are. So you do have to kind of worry about where we are here, the water actually pushing up that channel and that being the low spot for it to actually
Keithville's a flood zone.
Channel through.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like I watched this one thing and every graph they showed of every giant natural disaster, like Shreveport's just got this place where it's like, yeah, you'd be okay there.
You'd be all right about the casinos.
Yeah, like you know, in Keithville, no.
I want to say the high point, if I remember correctly, the high point of Shreveport is Doctor's Hospital right there in line, and I-20.
Wow, that would.
I think that is the highest point in Shreveport.
Well, no.
I told you I have
on a skyscraper.
I have a whole theory about why the weather is the way it is here. I'm sure we've talked about it before. You know, everybody talks about it's the Barksdale bubble, man, and that's why you ever notice that thunderstorms get really bad to the west of us. They get to us, they die out, and they get on the other side of us, and they go fucking bananas again.
Yeah.
I got a theory, and it has nothing to do with Barksdale bubble. A lot of people say Barksdale has some weather manipulating technology or something, and then some people say it's because of all the concrete out of Barksdale Air Force Base. Well, why doesn't it do it in Atlanta? You know, Atlanta has one of the biggest airports
and it rains its ass off there.
Right. So to me, what I've come up with...
Did you know they will cancel flights over lightning in Atlanta and fucking South Carolina?
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So my theory on why
5
weather
miles
does
away.
what it does is because if you look at the elevation in Marshall, Texas, it's like, please excuse me, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's like 850 feet elevation. Shreveport's 211. Mm-hmm. Minden is like 936. So what you have is this valley that we're sitting in the middle of. Thunderstorms come to us. All that moisture now has a lot more air to occupy, a lot more space, volume to occupy, because now the bottom has been dropped out 600 feet from underneath it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to try to pick up steam as it comes across all this moisture with the lake and everything, and then it all gets sandwiched back up when it gets on the other side into Minden and goes bananas, gets crazy.
Well, like, see right here, y'all won't be able to see it, but he'll understand. We got a racetrack here, and we used to have one like right here. So you got Cross Lake, then you have Caddo Lake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This one would always rain out.
Right.
In Webster?
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Greenwood, you might catch it, you might not.
Right.
I always said in Greenwood, the weatherman says it's a 50 to 100% load your race car. If it's 10 to 40, you're not gonna race. It's gonna fucking rain you out.
Right.
But if you go down 169 and go to Vivian, I think that if they have a Barksdale bubble, then they have a Caddo Lake bubble.
No, I really do think it's
what
I said, the low spot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Oil City and Vivian, they're fucking low as shit. They have that big fucking lake there. And then you just have one, like what you said. I mean, it's like once the weather gets there, it doesn't hang around there. It hits that fucking open water and just, it's like it rocket ships it to Cross Lake, and then it rocket ships it into Shreveport, and then You're right. Then it's got to climb back uphill. So, well, maybe that. I'm not a meteorologist. You know what?
I don't think meteorologists are meteorologists.
You know what I can do though? I'll talk to a guy. His name is Pat.
Right.
And me and him drank a lot of beers at that wedding I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker is a meteorologist, and we'll get his ass in here.
Uh-oh.
And we
can talk about it?
Yeah, and
All
we'll
right.
get him in here, and we'll be like, hey, explain to us weather.
I used to deliver to the...
He should do it because I taught him how to play bags. Me and him, like, nobody wanted him on his team. He's kind of a nerdy guy. You know, he's a meteorologist.
One of Jackson's first words, meteorologist.
Really?
Yeah. Mom, dad, milk, pacifier, meteorologist.
Did you, like, I had weird goals when I was a kid because, like, one thing that I wanted to do was I always wanted to be on the KTBS, Athlete of the Week.
Okay.
And, like, they had one race car driver when I was growing up, and I wanted it so bad. It never happened.
Mm-mm.
I'll never be the Athlete of the Week.
I always wanted to be the one that got the, was it a 3-minute smile or whatever,
Yeah.
where you get to go through Montgomery Ward when you were a kid and get all them fucking toys and shit? I wanted to do that so bad.
Do you remember Toys R Us being such a cool idea? Like, I mean, such a great place.
Do you remember the Toys R Us that was over on Jewella over there? The gigantic fucking Toys R Us? Not
Yeah.
the pissant one that was in the mall.
Right,
Not
no.
that pissant KB Toys.
I liked KB Toys when I was real young, but it took a real big shit towards, like, middle childhood.
Yeah, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Toys and Toys R Us that I can play with.
Like, that was the only place I can promise you my parents could take us and didn't have to buy us shit. It was just cool that they took us there.
Man, I remember winning a over on Greenwood and Jewella. There was a bingo place over there, and I went in with my mom and my mom's friend and my grandma, and I won like a $500 bingo. Got the most evil looks from these old women that were sitting around me because, you know, this fresh fish came in and won
They
at
take
bingo.
their bingo serious.
Oh, they take it very seriously. Did not know that at the time. I was only like 13
I
or
love
14.
bingo, by
Oh,
the
it's
way.
fucking, it was great.
It's great.
But I ended up,
And we love
Man.
old people that play bingo.
I got $500 worth of Game Boy accessories and games. I had a Game Boy, and I bought one of those big ass fucking. Do you remember the Game Boys? They had they had a thing that you could put your Game Boy in, and it would magnify the screen, and it was this big ass box. It was like yay big,
Yeah.
up on an angle. Had a big, joystick, big
Yeah.
buttons. I got one of those. Got a bunch of games. I had a Game Gear, the Sega Game Gear. I bought a TV adapter for that. I blew $500 on shit. I remember that like it was yesterday because I went in, I was ready. Remember you had to go in and peel the little tag and go up to the counter and get what game you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I miss Toys R Us. I miss being a kid, I think is what it is.
I wish I would have spent more time being a kid. I think I grew up a little quicker. Because, like, Mom had her issues, so it was kind of like somebody had to hold it all together.
Well, I don't remember. Like, I clearly, as an adult now, I can
way.
look back and see that my parents had issues. And I can see what their issues were, looking
But my
back
mom
on
was
it.
good to us. She was terrible to herself.
Oh, my parents were great to us.
Yeah, but, I mean, they were just,
But I think my parents did a pretty good job of concealing their issues for a while. I mean, they fought in front of us, stuff like that. But, I mean, fuck, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? But
Yeah, I mean, that shit happens.
Well, like my dad, I'm not gonna be honest with you. My dad's got like a heart of gold, but he just wasn't. There weren't a lot of hugs dished out at his house.
Yeah,
A lot of ass whoopings.
No, man, that was one thing. My dad made sure, that's a big thing in the Gates house is that, you say I love you when you leave because you don't know.
Well, see,
You never leave mad at anybody.
Tyler was
Always
talking
work
about
it
his
out.
friends that gave him a kiss on the lips.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, but I think that we get so caught up nowadays that even before, like when cell phones first came out, I refused to get one. Like whenever all my friends had one, I didn't want one. I just had this really big problem with people being able to contact me while I was shitting. That bothered me. I don't know why. And then, I felt like it was...
I had a cordless phone.
No. No, what I'm saying, we had a cordless phone, but I just didn't... It was on the wall. I'm not going to... If I'm in the shitter, I'm in the shitter. If you're playing on your phone, you have no reason to ignore someone, but I think...
Except for if you're on the shitter.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. It was a joke.
Yeah, hang tight. I gotta wipe my ass.
Well, what I'm saying is that I just wasn't a big fan of it, and I think that my friends, I had a lot of friends that they're all great people. They're all super fucking talented. They all have great attributes, but there's just this nagging insecurity just built in them, you know. And I always wanted to be that friend that they never questioned if he loved them, you know. I always told them I loved them before I left. I'd hug their neck or kiss them on the forehead, not, you know, not nothing intimate about it except for the fact that, and it's not people that I just met, you know. I mean, these are people that, you know, you're like, they call you and they said I slit his fucking throat, and you're like, well, we're gonna have to get rid of that.
Well, do you already have a shovel, or do I need to bring two?
You know what I'm talking about. One of those friends, and I think that we're really missing that now. I really feel like we're missing out on the connection to humanity.
Yeah, because I know when I was a kid, when I was Jackson's age, I had more than one friend but I mean, I had a best friend that
When I was a kid,
we were together all the fucking time, plain and simple, all the fucking time.
But I remember when I was a kid, you couldn't keep me in the fucking house.
No, there wasn't any reason to keep you in the house, though.
No, but I'm saying even when
like now, how much do you get out and go outside?
All the time. As an adult, I'm constantly outside. I love being outside.
But what are you doing out there?
I go fishing. I like to go hiking in the trails. Because I live in the woods.
You do live by some trails too.
Yeah.
Out there, but yeah, there's a few miles of trails right there.
Yeah, I know. But
got them on my trail.
I live right down the road from a golf course. I go golfing with my cousin.
Yeah, I can't fucking golf. I hate it.
Well, no, you got to understand. I always pick why I like to do something, and I'm terrible at golfing, but I love being out. I love being outside.
That's why I hike. That's why I like hiking.
But like my race car, I'll put my dad's car in the shop, and I'll work on mine outside. Even if it's the heat of summer, I prefer to just be outside. I garden. I do a lot of shit outside. I don't have the only time that I sit and watch TV is if I'm going to sleep.
You know, but what's a trampoline?
No, I've got one in my backyard I need to get rid of.
Yeah.
I can ask though. I can find somebody.
It's got the net and everything. It's got all of it.
But I mean, what I'm saying is I think that we're missing. But when I was a kid, you
I just
couldn't
thought
have
about
kept me in the fucking house. Like, I remember when my mom was like, it's raining, you can't go outside. And it's just, fuck, damn.
That's where my kids are now. What do you mean it's raining? Can I go play in the mud? I'm like, man, yeah, but no, because I ain't cleaning that shit up.
Yeah. God, and that's it's just simpler life. And it wasn't, and I don't think that, I don't frown on technology, and I applaud anybody who's really great at doing it. But, like, social media, I have got to work on my social media presence. But it's so much that I don't care about. Does that make sense? I don't care who the fuck's shitting on Facebook.
Why do you think this podcast hadn't taken off? Because it's you and me.
And
we don't promote it at all. I have the worst social media.
I promote it more than you do.
I share it when you do it. So
I
do as much as you do unless you do another platform that I'm not on.
Oh, I do it
and I'll share it on Twitter, too, when I do the uploads.
Yeah, no, I do. I do it on Twitter. I do it on Instagram. I do it on...
But I have a Twitter account, I think.
We have a Twitter account.
I know we do. I have one myself, I think.
Well,
I don't fucking know.
I think I need to work on that.
I don't know how to. I don't navigate that shit.
Because I kind of feel like Joey Diaz on it. I just don't.
Cocksucker.
Well, I mean, every morning he's like, "Make it a good day, cocksuckers." Like that's, and I feel like you can't, like as a guy that's constantly writing, I can't do that because that's how I feel. Like, be good to one another. Like, I like that message, and motherfucker would be great. And I think that, but social media, you can't get a grasp of the fucking person.
No, not at all.
For instance, I'm not gonna lie. You know, certain creatures from Dallas. You know what I'm talking about? That trip to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They're posting shit on there, and these are not views that were had before Dallas. Political views that were never posted on there. Cute and cuddly shit that doesn't involve Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like completely total opposite. And you look at this and you're like, oh, God, I never knew Dallas. I didn't know who that fucking was. But now I will tell you this, that I went to my friend's wedding. It was so, God, you know, the world's coming to an end, and they still had this wedding before they shut everything down. And Johnny, it's kind of like I love seeing people that genuinely love each other and accept That's the beautiful part. They accept the fact that you're a fucked up son of a bitch, and she likes you anyway.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, my friend, he gets up there and he's shaking his belly, and he calls it his mating call, and he's doing this. And I know that I've been friends with the bride forever, and she didn't. She used to say stuff like, "Oh God, Glenn, I wish you'd just lose just a little bit of weight," you know. She'd try to be very polite about it, and but seeing how much she just digged this goofy bastard, oh, it warmed. It warmed. It's like I'm
Could
sitting
be
there
warm
looking.
and fuzzy.
No, it's like, and his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
And
It's a beautiful day.
come to find out, he has congestive heart
And
failure.
that's another thing. Since Dallas, everybody's been like, "Oh, that's sweet that you can still see the positive in traveling," you know. And I never lost that. It's just, you know, it's a personal thing. I can't. I'm gonna have travel anxiety for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet. A little gun shy before you get on that plane. Well,
But you know what the hardest part about everything is lately, and I feel like I have to talk about it. It's like my heart's not in anything. That's the weirdest part. The motivation, the push behind it. It's like I'm having to grab it all from the ground up.
you're just distracted is all it is.
You know what I'm saying? No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what it feels like. Is I've got all these strings that I'm good at, and I have moderate talents. Like I'm a pretty damn good artist. I'm a pretty damn good race car driver. I'm a pretty damn good comedian. But I'm not. You know, it just feels like I've tried so hard at everything I do to be the best at everything, and understanding that you cannot be the best. Statistically, you can't win every race in any aspect. But I've always had the fucking nerve to keep trying. But it's just like right now, it's just like it's more of a weight than anything. It's strange. It's an odd feeling. That travel anxiety is a fucking bitch.
Yep. Yes, it is.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
And it's a rare thing, because you know what's weird about me?
What's that?
I don't like to have black marks. I don't like to have failures on my record. The failures where, but the thing is, it's synced up with everything else I do. Like, oh well, but I don't want to try as hard at traveling as I have at everything else. You know, not anymore.
I get it.
Yeah, it's a crazy time.
Yeah, traveling ain't easy.
No, you know what's really funny? Our true viewers that know us,
They know.
they're so in the loop right now.
Yeah.
Anybody that reads this is like, man, Glenn, really, for a comedian, he fucking
this dude
hates
does not
traveling.
like the road.
Yeah. But no, I actually love the road, though.
You just hate
different.
traveling.
I hate traveling.
Especially to Dallas.
Yeah. Especially through the big Dallas.
Yeah.
Big, whew. But no, I mean, it's tough. You know, and trying to, you know, like, just seeing, I think when you get punched in that deep spot,
Yeah.
that's the part that gets me. Is like,
That's what defines you, though. That's what allows you to figure out who you are.
But I think that I've handled myself well. I'm not going to be ugly because of traffic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to be ugly about
I
that.
get it.
Life's too short to piddle over parked cars.
I get it. 100%.
I love the analogies
Yeah.
here. It has been.
I just
really
got to
good.
be careful because I'll slip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, David Allen slipped. a
Yo,
month
no,
ago.
David Allen fell on his fucking face is what he
You see
did.
the look on my face when he did it? It was
Yeah.
like, oh, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You are
I haven't
too.
even booked my reservations yet.
Yeah. But I mean, no. What I'm saying is, I still see the beauty in things. It's more along the lines of trying to pull that fucking carcass out of the ash kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do the Zoom, right?
Yep.
Zooming it up.
We'll do it this week.
We should.
Yeah.
I think a Friday would be great, because there are people. The thing is the way this quarantine and bullshit's gonna go. People are not gonna break their fucking work habit.
Oh, dude, somebody told me today that there's going to be there was a recommendation made, or there's going to be a recommendation made. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but basically after April 30th, everything opens up for the month of May, and then closes. Everything closes again for June, and then opens back up July, August, and then closes again September, and then open back up
You know
October,
that.
November, December.
Do you understand how disease works?
What they were saying is it would allow for people to move about and businesses to make money, and then you stop for 30 days So that way...
That's going to tank shit.
No, I know that. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Well, no, I mean, that's a terrible idea.
Be shutting everything down for 6 months.
Well, no, what I'm saying, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, what happens is you have all these people, and, like, then we won't be worried about corona. It'll be people that have, like, fucking summer colds and shit like that. Then you put them all back together, and it's the same fucking thing. The beautiful thing about a Petri dish is that it's always full.
You got to figure out a way for people to make money. And I don't think they're just going to give it to people.
No, they're not. But what they do need to do is they need to realize the God's honest truth is between me and you. They're going to have to go ahead and understand that, and I hate to say it because it'll probably affect somebody deep in my family too, but I'm more of a pull the Band-Aid off kind of person, and let's get the sad part over with.
Wow.
And I know, and I'm not...
Easier said than done.
I know, but I'm just saying that's my personal feeling on it, that, like, I've been doing my fair share of, making sure I'm not going into heavily crowded places, and, and mainly because I see all the ridiculousness going on, and I have this befuddlement about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never seen people act like this, and I think it bothers me because... Do you remember back in the day they used to, like, what is it, went out? Is that what it went out? So, but basically it's like, you keep your head up, you keep your shoulders back, you check your posture. Be classy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be remembered as a fucking dickhead.
No.
Go down like the guys playing on the fucking Titanic. We might not make it, probably gonna die.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Once you realize, Johnny, that you have no control, here's the beautiful thing about nature. That tree you're worried about, it has a limb that if it fell off would kill you in a fucking heartbeat.
Yep.
That's how you settle up against nature. And that's a timid version. Life is full of shit that can kill you. I refuse to live in fear of it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to do like, hang glider boy or fucking squirrel suit guy.
Dude, you missed. I found it right after you left.
Thank
Internet
God
came right back up, man.
Here,
hold on.
No. Anyway, y'all tune into Zoom. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bar. We're going to keep doing this, and hopefully. And so, that being said, see you later. Good night.
Holla. Holla, holla.